Yeah, that's about as far as my show prep goes. Hello world, welcome back to Accelerate and welcome to Mimms Honda show at the Nurburgring, and we've managed to sneak the Civic in. And when I say sneak in, we bought a ticket and everything. I just wasn't expecting mine and Liam's car to get accepted into the show, so we are parked inside, which is pretty incredible. We're doing the setup now. We're going to have a walk around. I'm going to warn you now, I probably will be geeking out, but let's see what they've got to offer. I'm going to start off, like I said, they are still setting up now. We're going to ignore that big, horrible German brand there. It's all about Hondas today. So Liam's EP3, obviously got him here, no problems at all. We have done a few laps on the ring, hence the dirt. And I wiped my two front wheels, that's about as far as my show prep goes. But touch wood, this car has been doing me so proud. I've absolutely battered it. It's got the unknown gearbox in it without the LSD, which is why it was behaving a bit different on track. But anyway, more videos on that later. We are parked next to another EP3. Liam's very jealous of how clean the headlights are. And I can understand why. Do love them in black. These are ones you never see. 5th or 6th gen, I always get confused with the Preludes. Beautiful color. Yes, I'm a bit biased, it is different, but the bronze against the green, and as you guys know, I am a sucker for light interior. Love these cars. And of my massive list of dream cars, a DC2 is on that list. And I do bounce between sort of the UK spec and the JDM one, so obviously the longer lights or the rounded lights. Not that I'm that fussy, but in black, very rare to see them in black, but the white and the red, you can see why everyone goes for the red. Koenig wheels, I was actually looking at them for my Civic. What a beautiful setup. Another, what looks like an EJ9, very similar to mine. It's even got the same kit on it. Very jealous of the seats on that. Looking very nice. Wow. So these are the CRX, the Mark II CRXs you never see anymore. Bulge in the bonnet means there's something special under the bonnet as well. Love that not only it's on Steelies, it's got Honda hubcaps. I'm getting excited already. And this is the normal section where we're just setting up. Incredible quality already. So one of the first cars you're greeted with in like the show area is what's known as like the Shuttle. Massive following for these, and it's just sat lovely. And what I love is the wooden steering wheel inside. Talk about the ultimate daily, and a car that's I still need to scratch this itch, although Georgia won't let me because she's really not a fan of them, is the Del Sol. Always had a soft spot for these. They're basically an EG with a fancy Targa roof and cool styling. This is incredible. So you look at it, you think, wow, what a clean EJ. But if you look at the wide arches, everything's been blended in all the way. It's just so like max power, early 2000s vibes, how everything is blended in, and it just looks absolutely incredible. Massive carbon wing. Snap, EP3 steering wheel. One of my favourites so far. So one of Georgia's favourites, she's yearning to have a DC5. I hope it comes across how clean it is. The headlights are spotless. Obviously T37s just work on absolutely everything. Spoon bits as well in the spoon styling with the carbon bonnet is beautiful. Driven a couple of these, very fortunate, and they do not disappoint. Another EP3, there will be a lot of EP3s here, but from the variety we've seen in the styling so far, carbon fibre bonnet against the black just looks amazing. Facelift as well, the black on black works really well with that. Another Mark II CRX. Now Kenny's had a couple of these, and like I said, it's just one thing you never see, and I still remember Kenny pulling up outside my house, so whenever I see these now it gives me goosebumps. And to see one this clean, wow. Right, so Liam and I are Honda nerds, but we can't decide whether, so this is an FK2 Type R, a couple of FK2 Type R's, awesome. What threw us off was, now has this been converted, or did any other part of the world get this? Genuinely want to know, because me and Liam, like I said, we're Honda nerds and we just don't know. That's what I was thinking, because certain parts of the world got, usually Japan got some of the funky stuff that we didn't, but that, okay, scratch that, that is the ultimate daily then, that is awesome. Another FK2 here, the white on white looks pretty funky with all the red detailing as well. We haven't actually driven an FK2, done an FK8. It's funny, I always say I'm not a people carrier person. If I was forced to have a bigger family, this would be the ultimate wagon. Honda Odyssey. Oh wow, to car, the straps, everything like that. Again in white. White is a very Japanese Honda colour, and it just works so well. But like, It looks huge. Now, we saw this the other day, one of the first CRXs we saw when we were here. The stance on this, and what I love, I had an EJ2 coupe, the one I bought off Kenny, had 4 DTM style exhausts. It was a thing back then, trust me, but for some reason it works on this one. And as I'm getting older, I used to love rubber band tyres, but as I'm getting older, I like a chunky setup that sits beautifully. And what I have just noticed, which again, early 2000s vibes, what we used to call the bad boy bonnet, making it look a lot more angry. So I was going to say, another EJ, it's got Type R on it, so maybe an EK9. Absolute funky colour on this one. I don't think I've ever seen. It's like a volcano orange satin. Like I said, I was considering selling mine, but after this journey and after seeing these ones, and I've just noticed there's another one next to it, they really hold a special place in my heart. White on white with the black hair. Oh my god, this looks good. So very similar styling to mine, and I know I'm not that creative, from my mind basically just looks like a Type R, but there's a reason. The Type R is like absolutely fantastic, and I do love that. So another car that Kenny and I have both owned. Kenny's owned a pre-facelift and a facelift. Honda S2000. Again, I knew we were going to see some good quality, but holy cow. And potentially, yeah, I think one of my favourite wheels ever, Work VSXXs. Fantastic, look fantastic. The white against the blue looks phenomenal. And the AP Racing, I'm sure Dan Lawrence was running that at one point, and it just suits the car so well. And the cage, I believe it's Silverstone blue on blue. You grab the stage. Everywhere you look on this car, there is carbon. Holy cow, that steering wheel is probably worth more than my car. I'm sure this is one I saw yesterday. I thought I was seeing things because I have never seen a Honda Prelude, funky chrome wheels, convertible. Now I don't know, I did a quick Google search, I don't know if this is a conversion. Because I know there was a lot of companies back in the day, Fiestas and that, used to be able to take them to a company and they convert them. But that, the convertible lines on that just suits this so well. And once you get the full massive exhaust at the end, I'm a big fan. And they've got it up on jack stands, so it'd be rude not to look underneath. I really, really do like that. Interior, very 90s Honda, with a velour, very inviting. So the owners just told me that is one of 3 in the world apparently. Like I said, I'd never seen one before. So coupes obviously hold a special place in my heart, and I really want to do mine black. Oh, Recaro pole positions. And I have never seen that done to what looks like an EP3 steering wheel. Definitely be looking into that. But yeah, I've said it before, I absolutely love the hatches, but I do love the coupes as well. This is a very interesting car, Honda Concerto. They were based, Honda had a relationship with Rover in the 90s. So this and the Rover, I forget which generation it was, but they shared a lot of parts, but in that colour looks very British. So as we come out of the main sort of show hall, got the roundabout just there, and that is the big Nurburgring sign, which is funky. I've never been at this point. See what it's like, but this is cool. Okay, we're going to see now why I only do older Hondas. I was going to say that's an FL5, but that looks like the new Integra. I might be wrong. Either way, this it looks like a Civic to me. But what I did want to look at, like I said, sorry, thank you very much. My love for Del Sols, and that is absolutely phenomenal with the wide arches. How it sits is amazing. The leather seats inside as well, and the flock dash. God, I love this place already. We knew Mimms Honda is a big deal, and you know you get the quality, best quality Hondas. Right, I've got this thing in my head. I want to wrap my Civic. I already know what sort of design I want, and I'm like, oh, maybe I will, maybe I won't. When I see things like this, it just makes me, holy crap, the white wheels against the reds. Oh man, that looks cool as hell. I'm losing my touch. I got so excited about the livery. Georgia just pointed out there's a big intercooler into there. Right, so once again, Georgia lost her mind because it's a DC5, but a yellow DC5 with the white wheels, and the weather we're having, the fact that it's that clean is amazing, and the yellow and the red just works so well. Like I said, big fan of these, and they drive the way they look. So we've actually driven one of these, FK8, and as much as I say I'm into older Hondas, this, as far as modern cars go, this actually blew me away. And I hate to say it, Rich, I would have to have it in this colour. It looks absolutely fantastic. And speaking of colours, the successor to the CRX, the CRZ, again, not my cup of tea, but that colour I did want to mention because it looks really funky. What I really do want to talk about, anytime I see an EF Civic, gets me excited, especially when the bonnet's open and you see the undeniable cam cover of a B series. I don't even care. K series are faster, K24s, blah 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 blah. This hits me in my soul because this is what I grew up on. This is my childhood. And going back to what I said about the wheels and tyres being a chunky setup, yeah, this for me, this is what Honda is all about, stripped out. And those that don't understand, yeah, you just don't understand. An FK2 in that colour looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm just finding out that every modern Civic should have that colour on it. I saw this pulling in. I'm sure this is a factory colour, but it all looks fresh because I've never seen one that glossy and shiny. And what I do love is the rest of it is pretty much factory, but that front bumper looks fantastic with the splitter at the bottom. RPF ones, a lot of people say they're overdone, but there's a reason. That's because they look fantastic on anything. Meaty tyre setup again. I aspire to have mine this clean one day. And of course, it's got the Recaro style seats as well. God, coming to the show is dangerous. I'm going to spend a lot of money when I get home. And I have to double check then, there's another Honda Odyssey. The colouring on the wheels, I was like, oh, black wheels, blue ring inside, and the blue lights there, which I always think are funky, is completely factory. Some angry looking pandas there, and again, this is killing me now, DC2. I've basically got the poor man's version. I got an EJ2, and this is the DC2. Like I said, I aspire to have one of these. I don't know what it is with Hondas, they pull the white on white off so well. And like I said, the red cam cover with the whale penis intake, yes, that is what they're known as. Beautiful. Ooh, okay. I wasn't expecting to see CRV, especially, but I think, yeah, it's the first gen. This clean, again, headlights, you can always tell how clean a car is by the headlights. That is spotless. The chrome wheels with the muddy tyres. I don't think I've ever seen a CRV like this. I really, really like that. Talking of things I really like, holy cow. So the whole Kanjo, if you're watching this, you probably understand the whole Kanjo scene. Oh my god, that looks like it's come straight out of Japan. The livery just works, the wheels work, the interior, holy crap. Wow, look at the steering wheel and everything. Yeah, I want mine to be cool, mine's not going to be this cool, but that is amazing. Apologise for the tannoy, there's not much I can do about it. But with the show as well, I've just noticed they got a Titantron up there with playing like Honda clips, which is awesome, it just adds to the atmosphere. He's actually talking about the history of Mimms, which is really interesting. It started off as basically a car park meet in the UK, the M25. Anyway, I want to move on to crazy Kanjo Civic, very, very clean Civic with what looks like some Mugen bits. Mugen wheels, that's fantastic. And anyone else as big of a nerd as I am? Because when I saw that on the back, it gave me real Gran Turismo vibes. Carbon spoiler on the rear, just clean. This is what this thing probably looked like coming out of the factory. And like mine, factory airbox, I think it looks so clean. It's weird, left-hand drive, batteries on the other side, but that just looks beautiful. Okay, so we've seen a lot of incredible NA sort of builds at the moment. I saw that manifold a mile away, so we've got an EF Civic on the bronze, loving it against the green. Big manifold with a spoolie boy attached. That I absolutely love. It looks very weathered and faded. The heat wrap that's incredible. I really hope that tannoy is not interrupting too much. I'll raise my voice a little bit. A car that rivaled the Ferrari 360 when it was released, and people thought everyone was crazy who bought one because it was priced similar to the Ferrari 360. But nowadays, this trumps the 360 in my opinion in coolness and in value. The Honda NSX. This is the original one with the pop-up headlights. Yellow as well, always works on a Honda. The white against the yellow, fantastic. And the lovely addition of the bigger carbon wing there. And for those that don't know, it is a mid-engined Honda. And yes, it's a V6 with VTEC. In the UK, we see a lot of EP3s in a lot of different conditions. Not many of them look as clean as this. White wheels are always brave, again, very clean. The carbon bits under the bonnet look fantastic as well. I thought I was losing my mind then. This is a Honda show, and then I thought, oh, hang on, that does not look like a smart engine. That must be incredible fun. Ever since Kenny bought his smart car, I've always been curious about the Roadster, and everyone says they lack the power because they've got little itty bitty engines. That must be an absolute riot to drive. I love this sort of hubcaps on it as well. Another EKEJ, funky colour. That's the first thing that drew me and Georgia to it. Again, a B series engine. I don't care what anyone says, these need a B series, and we drove Yayans with a B series, and like I said, just gave me goosebumps. Probably the rarest car here, Honda City Turbo. We've seen these at a couple of, well, that's very loud. Hope you can still hear me. Funky story with these. These were designed, Honda actually designed a motorbike to fit in the rear of one of the smallest cars on the planet. Talk about VIP treatment. The lovely owner here obviously saw me filming, so we're going to have a look. I've never seen under the bonnet. Oh wow. Never seen under the bonnet of one of these. Obviously, K-Car 660cc turbo. That is incredibly clean. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. Wow. So we've stumbled across the, what looks like the British section. So we've got an entire row of S2000s. Absolutely beautiful car. I've seen this a couple of times. The colour is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not sure if it's a paint or wrap. The finish on it is spotless, so if that's paint, then absolutely hats off. RPF ones, staggered fitment as well on an S2000, I think looks absolutely fantastic. Hard top is a lovely touch on them as well. I've seen this many a times driving around as well. Pre-facelift with the Advan 3 spokes. Any true JDM fan will appreciate the 3-spoke Advans, and a lot of people hated me for mine for the red on red. Beautiful choice. Funky colour. I was going to say, I don't think I've ever seen one in that colour, especially with the dancing neons. Massive wheels on that as well. And like I said, you can be subtle with these, you can go crazy with them. And like we said, Dan Lawrence's is a perfect example, but the wing just works, the rear lights look beautiful as well. And then you go the opposite, you've got the Type S. I thought it was a CR, basically the club racer spec with the factory spoiler in the white. Again, fantastic. And the fact that he's, assuming he's driven it over here and it's that clean, you've got my respect. Another more track-focused pre-facelift, looking very clean as well with the skirts. I love that it obviously gets used. That's very clean as well. And next to it, we've got a facelift. What looks like a pretty factory one in that colour. It looks really aggressive from the front. And a black facelift. Now, we are a sucker for bronze wheels. The bronze against the black is fantastic. But what I do really like is the seat choice. Is that factory? I'm assuming it is because of the carpets and the very, very classy, elegant steering wheel. Whoa, they've let a Ferrari in. No, I'm just kidding. So another sort of Mark 1, Phase 1 Honda NSX in red. It does look supercar-esque. It's absolutely incredible. So I imagine back in the 90s, coming from Honda, that must have looked nuts. And the Honda S600, which basically sort of replaced the Honda Beat, and the smaller version of the S2000, the S660, meaning it's got the 660 turbo engine, thanks to the K-Car rules in Japan, and the S2000 being the 2-litre. So within the show, they've got a little stand as well. My weakness is car models. We've already bought a couple this holiday, but how cool would it be to buy that from the Mimms show? See what funds we've got left at the end of the day. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Some of the ones they've got I've never seen before. Like that 8 Series in that colour. I am a bit of a nerd when it comes to car collecting, so nice. This takes me back. TSW Venoms on a Honda Prelude. How 90s can you get? And a very 90s Honda colour as well. Do very much like a Prelude. Another one we don't see much of, I don't think we ever had them in the UK, Honda Legend. I love the rear lights because they're very Honda NSX-esque, but they're more sort of luxury coupe, and I really, really like that front bumper. Another hatch, and again, I can't remember, I've seen that livery before a few times, I don't know what it is, but on that it works really well. Holy crap! Another Honda Odyssey, I'm assuming, slightly differently modified. That is crazy. The curtain's very VIP style. Another Honda Legend there. I thought this was an LS400 from far away. Very luxurious as well. When I do my VIP build eventually, I think this is on the cards. Right, so don't panic Honda people. I thought, oh my god, there's a Fiesta in here. That is why they've let a Fiesta in here. Is that, I've seen this on Instagram and stuff like that. So I thought it was a UK, but holy, it's even got the dials and everything. So, wow. I hope the owner sees this. If you are watching this, what a build. I am really impressed. Oh, wow. Look at this. Never see these things out on the road. These are becoming like collector's items now. With the little Mewin wheels as well. Yeah, wow, I love this place. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm yet to see an EJ coupe walk around the corner, and what am I greeted with? an EJ Coupe, same colour as mine. Nerdy fact, it's got EP3 wheels on it, which I actually think suits it quite well. Am I gutted mine's not here? Abso-friggin-lutely, and this is making it even worse. EGs come in many forms. A lot of them these days are track focused. This is what I miss. That is one of the most modified EGs I have ever seen. I love the very sort of, again, max power styling. It's like a modern iteration of max power styling. Carbon wing, beautiful wheel. Oh my god, it's an EK with an EG front end. I do apologise. Holy cow, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Wow, this place is just, I was like, oh, it's quite quiet at the moment. It hasn't been open long. Now things are picking up. Holy cow, we came at the right time. And that, we've got the complete opposite. What a clean spec EG. Wow. That is awesome. On the logo, it's like the smaller version of my hatch. That is cool as hell. Another EG, again, RPF ones just work on any car. I've not seen a car that they don't suit. One that we never get in the UK, very rare sight, is the EG, I forget what chassis it is, but the EG Saloon just looks cool as hell. Del Sol on the VTI fan blaze just there. I mean, I could go on and on and on. The quality of Honda here, I am in my element. So, as the cars keep rolling in, we saw this on the ring yesterday. I don't think I've ever seen one in person. So the first time I saw one was when it was flying around the Nurburgring. Seeing them in person, I was one of those, not really a fan of them, but seeing them in person, the presence is very supercar. I mean, I'm guessing the livery and the massive ring helps, but I don't think they deserve the hate they get. Another FK8. I don't think I've seen one in this colour. It looks absolutely fantastic. The black wheels against the red, obviously, is always a winning combo. And there's just a sea of FK2 and FK8s. Oh, I did want to have a proper look at this. So what I mistakenly thought was an EG is actually like an EK, EJ. But so you just don't see, I don't see cars modified like this anymore. That looks more like a H22 as well, rather than the B series. Carbon into, oh my god. I mean, this is creativity at its finest. Mark 8, Civic steering wheel in there, that's great. I still got the 1-year windows, love it. So yeah, that really threw me off, but what a back end that is. No, I'm not talking to you. Oh, it is, is it?
It's an EJ9 with a EG front end.
Wow, I just love the kit, yeah, this has got to be the start of the show for me. Another Del Sol that got my attention. I hope that's on air, otherwise if that's static then fair play. Again, I love the colour combo of the reds, and I'm a sucker for a tan interior. They did not come factory like that, I can tell you, but how luxurious. This was the sort of look I wanted to go for the EJ9, with the green on tan would look fantastic, but I really like that. DC2 next to it, wow, I'd say that's not factory, that's a Mugen spoiler the way it sits there. Love the bronze against the white, but what I did want to show, apart from the little Mario Kart steering wheel, this is the JDM front end I was on about. I bounced between this and the Euro spec one with the round headlights. Oh, look at that EJ9 over there. See, you thought this video would be full of Civics. It's not, it's full of Del Sols, and I'm not complaining, just another one there. The way the light's hitting it is lovely, and if I was, when I get one, I love those rear lights. I think it just sort of transforms the rear end. I love the shape on them. Georgia hates them. Another hatch, silver. I wanted, the wheels really stood out to me. Are they Schmidts? They look like Schmidt wheels. The fitment, whoa, the chunky boys on the back. And what seems to be a bit controversial is the twin spoiler. It's not something I'd run, but when I see them like this, I'm just thinking that is very cool looking. I'm not usually one for stretched tyres either, but that sits very nice. And I've just noticed a black coupe, which I'm a sucker for. How weird is it? There's the same wheels. Obviously a different colour. Wow, that's very cool. I really like that steering wheel. I'm going to do a bit of research into that. If any of the owners are watching these, where did you get that done? Because that looks stunning. And it's something I'm going to have to blow my money on, I think. That is pretty. Look, before I stop filming, look, there's another one. Must be a drift car because it's got obviously different wheels back to front. The way the sun's hitting it. What a place. This is cool. Wow. Mark II CRX, what looks to be rather factory fresh. I really like that. This is like, I see this as a true survivor. I mean, the condition of it and everything. A lot of people look at these as old Hondas, and just being surrounded by like-minded people is just an absolutely incredible feeling. It does make me sad that I'm thinking, I want mine to look like this. The colour on that is fantastic, and the mixture of the colours kind of works. The yellow calipers, the red, it all just works. But like I said, being surrounded by like-minded people, everyone here is just so nice. The vibe, atmosphere, everything here is amazing. Oh, that threw me off. I was just like, oh, we're back at my car. No, we're not. That's what a factory-ish one looks like. This again, more sort of Kanjo inspired. The black bonnet looks quite cool, gotta be fair. He's got scuffed the exact same place I've got one. They're the wheels I've got at home, but they don't fit. He's got the red seats that I wanted. So yeah, this is pretty much what mine could have looked like. Thanks, pal. So I've always loved the Honda Beat, but ever since the TDC boys bought one and they did like more in-depth stuff, I just love them. I'm not a big lad, but again, you will not be able to judge the size of these unless you see one in person. Dual exhaust, what a funky little car. I'm sorry, I can't stop looking at that thing. That's incredible. Another, I think it's the Euro spec. This is what I was on about, the round headlights, white on carbon, looks good. Again, EP3 wheels, kind of work. Yet another Del Sol, and these came in two forms. You could either have the electric trans top or the manual one, and anytime it's electric, they do like to flex by leaving it open like that, so it's all complete electronic, so it goes up, grabs the roof, pulls it back. It is a funky thing to see. Another clean EG just there. A mad looking pink coupe. Another EG. God, it just goes on and on. If you're a Honda nerd like me, this is heaven. I'm still not bored of seeing Hondas. Mad colour on that. That looks like paint as well. The depth on that I think is paint. Another EP3. I thought that was blues then, but it's not. That's incredible. Honda legend, and we're back to the EJ2 coupe. Now this caught my attention. There's a lot of FK2s here. FK2? FK8s. The colour on that is insane. The wheels look huge. But look at this carbon absolutely everywhere now. That looks nuts. I do get mixed up on the generations of Prelude. It's like the 3 or the 4. I will get them right one day. Looks mad with the pop-up headlights. A lot of people forget these when they talk about pop-up headlights. Again, what you think is a pretty standard EJ B series under there. Like I said, factory airbox. Looks incredible. Another DC2. We've seen this about 15,000 times on the ring and everything. And again, not complaining. This thing sounded amazing when we were out there. So the FK2 estate might be the perfect daily for ad money, but for me, this is more budget friendly. Basically, EK estate. That is cool as hell. For me, that may just be the ultimate daily. So I've always said in the unit one day with all our collectible cars, I've always wanted to do like a diorama setup, and just opposite the show now, I love things like that. That's cool. I don't know if you'll be able to see the amount of detail on here. I can tell you that's a 930 turbo there. That looks like an Opel Manta with a black bonnet, but you can even see the people, the greenery, everything. That is amazing. We are sort of in there at the moment. No, we're not. One on the other side, we're over there. And George has just noticed something incredible. Look at him drifting. Oh my god. So we are in like the Nurburgring sign essentially, and we've got some bratwurst. So we got 2 bratwurst and fries. That was the most expensive of all of these. It came to 20 euros exact, I think it was, wasn't it? So obviously Misha is actually here. He's just up there. We're going to see if we can grab a little conversation with him. And his car is just up there. So I was lucky enough to meet Misha, have a chat with him. He must get bombarded all day long. And I gotta say, genuinely, what a gentleman. Had a quick chat, you can see he was busy. I just gave my respect to him for the love he shows to EJ2s and Civics in general. And he actually stopped to have a chat. So I am blown away. I literally am a bit starstruck. So this trip, wow. So this is the car in question. This is Misha's EJ1 Honda Civic. So, but this, obviously big differences with this. It is K20 swapped. So I said to Misha, he is a big YouTuber, a massive influence over the YouTube community. He drives a lot of cars, so the fact that he chose this, to buy this personally, of all the cars, really says a lot. So I don't just say it, like these older Civics just make you feel a certain way that no modern car does. So as I said to him, massive respect for what he does, and it's so nice. Goosebump moment seeing it in person. Okay, when I win the lottery, I'm definitely coming back here. Yeah, I want that. But I'll stick to my supportive sticker instead. That was the Mimms Honda show at the Nurburgring. I really do hope this is an annual thing. If it is, we will definitely be coming back. There's the boost, there's a boosted B series under there. I've just seen the owner. But yeah, that was the show. I said the atmosphere is phenomenal. I am over the moon. I got to meet Misha and finally see his coupe in person. Everyone we've spoke to here has just been amazing. The atmosphere, everything has been amazing. So if you're on the fence about visiting the Nurburgring, I mean, I've said it a million times before, I highly recommend it. We've got a few other videos of me at the ring. So yeah, stay tuned guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Boom!